Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you about something I forgot yesterday to mention. And so, once darkness is activated inside the 144,000, the pretty much, as I said, no demon, no jinn, no spirit can just, attack you or whatnot, because the darkness is an absorber of all negative energy and destroyer. She is the destroyer of demons. And so there's a lot of symbolism out there. They pretty much told you the same thing, but not a lot of people understand the Indian mythology. They talked about Kali, and part of Kali forms. Kali has 9 forms, okay, and one of them is the darkness. So the darkness is, think of her as a destroyer of all demons and jinn and all spirits and entities. And that why Zeus, Jesus, Jesus is a made-up name, right? Zeus, Jesus, all those names is about the same entity, okay? And he feared the darkness the most. He would not mess with, because she's also a goddess of time, okay? So when you understand that, so once this, there is a key inside of you that hold this powerful, godly energy within you. Because why the 144,000 hold these 9 forms? The 144,000 hold the 9 forms as well, because especially the indigo are born in September, which is 9, right? I was born in September 6th, so it's a 9, right? And so you hold this powerful energy, and you hold these powerful energies. And because the 9 is linked to the infinite, the infinite, which is infinity. The 8, the 9, and also close to the 1, which is the 9 is pretty much the last number on a numerical number, and the 1 is the beginning. So there's a 0. The 0, think of the 0 in the middle, is the void, okay? So, and then the 1 is the beginning, because it comes after the 9, right? Because that's how it is, and so the beginning and end. Because if you read on the 144,000, the 144,000 have never incarnated in Earth. This is our first time. We usually come around end times, and your job is to come in to undo what the enemy have done, to bring justice, as I said, fairness and equality, judge the earth, and pretty much to help people ascend also, right? So that's why they attack you the most, and to to derail you from your divine mission. That's all it is. So anyhow, the Divine Mother Kali, if you look at the dark form of Kali, which is, she's, let me see if I can find a picture of that to show you which one I mean, the darkness. She has, and I'm going to explain to you what the meaning behind this picture. She has blood in her mouth, and she's stepping on her husband, you know, and the husband underneath her feet, right? Because, okay, I'm gonna explain to you what they mean by the divine Trinity. You know what I mean? The divine Trinity is pretty much God. You understand? Because they're telling you, they're telling you God is triad. God is not triad. He's one. You know, but it has different aspects to God. There is the negative, the positive, and there is the neutral. You know, and also the neutral is like infinite. It goes pretty much. You know, but yeah, they showed a lot of their movies. The Matrix is one of them, and it talks about the neutral. You know, the guy who went to see the guy in a movie, he said to him, go and see the key maker. Go see the key maker. The guy in a gray suit. The gray is not black, it's not white. You understand? So symbolism behind that. It's like, it's not, the sun is not the moon. It's in between, you understand? The gray. So the one, why he was wearing gray? Because they're telling you this is the aspect of God that embody neutrality. Neutral. Just think of your atom. Your atom, you have a positive and negative, and there's a neutral, right? It doesn't carry a charge. You know, the neutral doesn't judge, doesn't have negative, you know, opinion about you, doesn't look down on you, and it's the purity, you know what I'm saying, of God. Because all of us, all of us humans, we have negative and positive. We think negatively and we think positively, right? So that one, they're telling you God, you're created the image of God. You were created as the image of God. It's that what they mean. They mean that what they meant. You know what I mean? They don't mean like you're created to look like God. No, it does not mean that. It means this aspect of God, you're created. You resemble this aspect of God, and I just explained to you where they were. But it's not like we don't look like God, you know, because in Holy Quran he says there is one and no other. This is what I'm translating it to you, meaning God, you cannot imagine God, so you cannot really say God looks like this. You understand? And so you cannot say God, oh yeah, he looked like this person, he looked like, you know, no, because you cannot imagine it, because you cannot wrap your head around what God looked like. It's not easy to absorb or understand when you look at it, you know. That's what God is. That's according to Holy Quran, right? So anyhow, Kali in this from Indian mythology is the darkness, and the one who's black. She is also associated with the black sun. I've learned about the black sun a few days ago. Anyhow, she's also associated with the black sun that empower the sun and the moon. Yeah, you see, I'm learning things, new things every day. Anyhow, she powered the sun and the moon, the black sun, and pretty much she gave birth to the sun. So when you look at there's another example I'm going to tell you. So anyhow, Kali, I'm gonna finish the one from Indian mythology. I'm gonna tell you the other one is Michelangelo portrait. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that one afterward. Anyhow, so anyhow, she gave birth to the son, right? And so Kali is the black one, one of her aspects, which is, part of ours, 144,000. She's our divine mother, and she did not give birth to all humanity. You know what I'm saying? She gave birth to 144,000, the house of Abraham, and all of that. You know what I mean? And she, so that's what But her aspect lives in everyone. Everyone, all humanity embody that aspect of her. So anyhow, when she is actually stepping on her husband, and her husband is down her feet, is because she went on a rampage, and she was killing all these demons. So in the symbolism, you see blood in her mouth. When you see blood in her mouth, and you see her husband laying on the ground to get her to stop, because she was destroying all these demon and entities and stuff, because she's the creator. She's the creator of the demon entities, because so she created them, and she also, she comes in end times, because she's goddess of time as well. She comes in end times to end a cycle and begin a new one. You understand? So that's what they're saying, the earth reset and all of that. That's what they mean. They mean it's like ending to a cycle and starting of a new beginning, pretty much. So anyhow, I'm gonna link you guys a picture of what I'm talking about. So that the Divine Mother lives inside of you. Once the key is given to, the key is also protect Cain bloodline, and unlocks the Divine Mother, the darkness within yourself, within the 144,000. Okay? And so there are the beasts, as I said to you guys, that there are the beast. Cain, the seed of Cain, is the beast. So that's why Cain has a mark of has a mark. They're telling you the mark of the beast. Mark of the beast, it's them. And I explained it to you guys before what they mean by because they never really evolve. They live out of the root chakra, right? The only space they do not live from is the heart chakra. So they are the 6 and we are the 7. Humanity are the 7. Because we work also from the heart chakra. They don't have this. I'm not trying to insult them, but I'm just trying to explain to you why they are the 6 and we are the 7. God created all humanity in 6 days and then resided on the throne on the 7th day, right? The Sabbath was a Friday, okay? So that's what's going on, and why there are the 6 and where the 7, because they only work from the root chakra. They don't evolve all the way. They don't merge. They cannot. They don't merge. It's 2 beasts, the 2 serpents. And they're not evolving. As I said to you guys, the serpent doesn't get, when the serpent evolve, then they will become a dragon, right? And I explained to you how that happens, right? It comes through Adam and Eve, okay? Only, okay? It cannot be Adam and, Yahweh or whatever, Anyhow, because that was the serpent of garden and the Garden of Eden is this the Satan, because he went on and trying to destroy the destroyer, if you will. If you look at CERN, in CERN they have the statue of Shiva, the destroyer, and anyhow, there is a true destroyer. They're giving they change all these names and giving you false names, like Lucifer is not the actual name for the morning star. His Hilal, is it Ben Shah? What's the Ben? It's a Jewish term. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyhow, Hilal, which is in Islam we have Hilal, the crescent, is Lucifer. So they're giving you all this. Okay, why you need to stay away from Greek and Roman terminology? Because they created all these languages and translated the Bible, translated all these books, and guess what they did? They did is what they did is they used terms to Satan. They inserted terms to Satan in this terminology, and in this translation, it was done intentionally to hide the identity of the infinite, the maker of the universe. And they're giving you this bogus, they're giving you an entity who's not even God to worship, and then hiding the true identity of the maker of the universe. You understand how the tactics of deceptions? Because that's how it is. Okay? So literally the whole planet, they do not know they're actually worshiping Satan and have no idea. They have no idea. And they're telling you, oh, Satan and Lucifer are the same. No, they're not. Okay? One is false, and one is aspect of the light bringer is associated with your pineal gland. Hilal is your pineal gland. So that's a true Lucifer. You understand? And they're giving you Lucifer, but then when you invoke that name, you're calling this entity, Satan, into a vessel to demonically possess you. You understand? So that's what's, it's because Satan is an adversary, accuser of the lie, father of lie, the same one. Is the same one. And they even showed you in a movie, The Carpenter's Son. Watch the movie The Carpenter's Son. The snake in there, and he put the snake, but they're telling you in that, it's a female. They're telling you Satan is a female, And anyhow, they, but in Islam he's a male. But there's 5 Satan, by the way, not one. But they have the father Satan, the father of the all Satans. And then they has like 4 other, but they have their master, So anyhow, that was kind of going on. Anyhow, do not believe. So anyhow, I'll go back to the Michelangelo portrait. And Michelangelo portrait is, remember when they're showing you God is sending this signal. No, he's touching a tip of the finger of Adam, the man outside of the man outside of yeah, the man is outside of the brain, because the Michelangelo is talking about the brain, and because you can see the 12 apostle above, and then you see, because you see 12, no, you see 13, sorry, 13, okay, you see 13, these all these different aspects of, but if you look online for who the lady in the middle, because okay, God is pointing a finger to the tip of Adam, and there's a woman in the middle, and then there is a child. If you look, the child is touching, God is touching, he's put his arm around, they said, okay, online they said is Eve. That's Eve before it was created. Yeah, that's not Eve. That's the Divine Mother. You know, that's the Divine Mother. And if you think of her, is Shushumna, the middle column, because there's also Ida. Ida is associated with moon. No. Yeah. No, Ida is associated with the sun, sorry. And Bengala is associated with the moon. So the left side is the moon. Okay? So you see the three in the middle, God, and it has the Divine Mother in the middle, and there's a child. The child is the son, the actual son. So when they're telling you, like, God gave birth to a son, he has a son, he has a wife, that's not true. Okay? That's not true, you know, because if you look, his arm is linked all the way. He has his arm around the Divine Mother and touching the baby. These are all aspects of God. You understand? It's not three, it's not a trinity. It's one. You understand? They're telling you that, you know, there's a trinity, whatever. No, it's not a trinity. It's one. God is one. The law of one is one. You understand? When you think of it, it's the law of one, because teaching of law of one, because God is one. There's no trinity. There's no BS. That's all lies of Satan. Okay? But hey, you can believe whatever you want. You know, father of lies, you know, mess with the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Mess with the Torah, you know. It's the only book was protected was Holy Quran. You know what I'm saying? Because it was the correction to the other three books before it. So that's why God protected it. So it cannot be manipulated to change or modified. Understand? Now you get it.